All right. Hello everyone. So, today we're doing some hot cocoa corner. So just kind of a update on what's coming for this week. Some news that's happening in games and streams and things like that. Um, if you happen to hear a lawnmower in the background, I apologize. My neighbor is deciding to cut their grass at 8 o'clock at night. Which I guess, hey, it's nice and cool, and when you get a chance to do it, you can, right? But anyway, so going over to just what our schedule's going to be for this coming up week. I made up a nice schedule, so like, hey, I'm formatted. Um, but basically the schedule for April 22nd to 28th, so today to Sunday, we're doing hot cocoa corner at 8 o'clock, as you can see, and then on Tuesday we're gonna do some Genshin, and we're gonna do my Arlecchino pulling. Okay, that's gonna be at 10 p.m. because the maintenance ends for me at 10 p.m. But I really, and while I could be like, oh, I'll just do it on Wednesday morning, it's a point of the 23rd is my birthday, and I really want to have it where I pull Arlecchino and it will say obtained 4/23 2024 on her little card. So we'll be doing that. I'm planning on pulling for her and then also pulling for her weapon. Depending on how much fates I have left over, I might try to go for a C1 Arlecchino, and if and but I might also try to save it up enough to go for a trying to pull on Baizu for a constellation of his. But again, it depends on how much I have left saved over. Weapons have lower pity, but they take a lot. They take a lot of fates, considering that in order to guarantee you get one, yeah, or get the one you want, you need to have like 240 fates. Hi, Blaze. Thanks for coming. So you need to have like 240 fates, and that's a lot of fates. With Arlecchino, luckily I have it guaranteed, so it's only going to take up to a max of 90. But we're going to have to see how that whole thing goes tomorrow. But that'll be at 10 p.m., so that's kind of a late stream. Probably won't be more than pulling for her, because it'll be late and I will want to go to bed. But we'll be doing that. And then Wednesday, that next day, we'll be going more into Genshin 4.6. We'll probably be doing Arlecchino story quests. We'll be trying to travel around to find to fight her boss, get her mob drops for her weapon, stuff like that. And that's going to start at 8 a.m. That one's probably going to be for quite a bit of time because, we have a lot of stuff to do. We're doing that. Thursday will be more Genshin, but in this time in the evening. And then on Friday they have the Honkai Star Rail special program, starting I think it's 7:30, and then on top of that, right after they're having the Honkai Star Rail Jazz Night because it is the Honkai Star Rail's birthday. So we're gonna look into that. They're also going to be um, having, I believe they're gonna start giving out the extrastellar jades, that 10 pull that they were talking about. And also one other thing. Let's see, give me 1 second. Hang on. Flip over here. Here you go. You have this site, and a lot of people are kind of curious about down here. This has all been like Hoyo Lab things to do, and stuff like that. But we have this one, and so everybody's kind of curious about what this is. Some people are like, "Oh, it's probably just like a banner or a picture or a border for your avatar or something." But other people are saying things like, well, it says everyone will get gifts on the day of Honkai Star Rail's birthday. Stay tuned. So everybody's kind of like, I wonder. Some people are saying like, oh, maybe it'll be a 5-star selector. Other people are saying, oh, wouldn't it be funny if it was a free aventurine? which I'm going to say, considering how much they've already given us, I wouldn't get your hopes up too high. But, it's, fun to think about what it might be. So we'll be figuring out what that is on the 26th. So basically, at the same time, we're doing the live stream and so on. So we'll be able to figure that out. So that is what we have for the schedule. Saturday and Sunday are going to be rest days because I will be exhausted because this is a lot of streaming to do in 1 week. And we're also kind of bouncing back and forth between evening and morning, as you can see here. So Saturday and Sunday will be my resting period. Also, I'll be celebrating my birthday on Saturday, so I won't be having time to stream. Although that's just the party. My real birthday's on Tuesday. But we'll be doing that and so on. So a couple things for updates on game wise. There has been a rumor that Zenless Zone Zero might actually be coming out on July 3rd, maybe. Somebody had seen that they, on the Google Play Store, it said coming July 3rd. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know if it's true, but it would be neat if it was. I'm not really focused on Zenless Zone Zero so much, because I like more open world kind of, travel around types, and this one's definitely more of a fighting game. But I might probably download it to check it out anyway, and so on. But you have that one. Also, of course, it's Hoyoverse, and the character designs are really cool. So you have that. Withering Waves, again, is coming out on May 22nd, so that is 1 month from today, which is pretty cool. Definitely going to be playing that. I'll be streaming this one a lot, probably, as long as I don't run into anything too, that I dislike a huge amount. But that one's pretty good. So everybody, please make sure you're pre-register, because we want to get up to that, what is it, I think 30,000 something people, and then they'll give us like free polls and things like that. Right now I think we're at 18,000, something like that. I'll have to check again, but we have that. They also came up with Encore's showcase, which is, let's see, where is it? Here. It's kind of interesting. The little sheep sort of talk in the beginning, but then they kind of don't, slash it gets translated, so I think it's kind of like Encore talking for them. But it's kind of cool. It's a cute little, how Encore sees everything as sort of a fantasy world. Also, I didn't realize the sheep had that much personality, which is kind of cool. But you have that. Let's see, going back up. Drip marketing happened for Genshin, so we end up having Sethos, who I believe is going to be a 4-star. Apparently he is people said electro bow, which this bow is actually in the, the battle pass. So when you buy the battle pass for like $10, you can get this bow. So it's like, oh, so that's who that's for. So you have that. So he's coming. I believe he is a 4-star, and I think from the purple he is Electro. So you have him. You also have Siegeween, who's coming. I think she might be a 5-star, although it keeps bouncing back and forth on whether she's 5-star or 4-star. But she's coming. I believe, going by the colors, she is a Hydro unit. Yeah, Vision is Hydro. You check up here too. Where is it? Yeah, Vision Electro. So we actually getting another Electro boy. So woo! we finally get 3. Finally 3. Although we still don't have a tall Electro male. So I'm kind of like, Kazuha's friend, could you like not have gotten yourself executed, please? We really would have liked a tall Electro male, but maybe someday. Somebody joked the other day that it's like, all the Electro users are either tall, hot women or puppies. So we have that. Like I said, Siegeween is coming, and they also have Clorand. Clorand is coming, so pretty cool. Let's see, where's her? Yeah, here he goes. Yeah, she's also an Electro. Again, tall, hot lady. But she seems cool. Um, I'm kind of surprised it took this long for her to come out, considering that 4.7 will basically be Fontaine's, I guess, last patch, and then we're going to go into 4.8, which will be the summer event, and then we'll be going into Natland. So that's interesting. That's an interesting bit. Um, but we have them, and then again, here is up here. Here is the Trailblazing special program for version 2.2. They looks like they have Robin, Adventurine, and Black Swan there. Although Boot Hill is supposed to be coming out in this patch because he was drip marketed before. I think it was him and Robin, and I think that was it. I don't think they had a 4-star, but we have that. I think that's about it for updates. Arlecchino, just to kind of jump around for her, Arlecchino's banner is going to have Fremine, Lynette, and Zhongling on it. I had heard that it was supposed to be Chevreuse, but I guess they either got wrong information or they changed it at the last minute, which is kind of a bummer for me because I really had wanted Chevreuse. But who knows? Maybe she'll be on Baizu's banner if she comes in at this patch. But pretty good. I think I have pretty much all the 4-star weapons. Just a little second. Gotta zoom up for these things. See, yeah, I have all these 4-star weapons, so that's kind of gonna be a bummer. But I mean, I wouldn't be upset about getting Linny's bow, although I don't have Linny. It still looks pretty good. Although of course I'm going for Arlecchino's weapon. So you have that, and let's see, anything else? Yeah, I guess today's just going to be kind of a short stream. There's not much to talk about. I mean, I know the main event we're going to have is in Inazuma. We're going to get a free Goro and a musical instrument. They're going to have the Vibro Crystal event again. We're going to have Arlecchino Story Quest and Rimura with a world quest to go through that one. Yeah, I believe Arlecchino's boss is going to, or not her boss, her weekly boss, what you have to do for her talents is going to be in the current existing Fontaine, but things for her regular boss and her weapons mob materials are going to be in the new area. So, but yeah, here's the banners. I knew it. The only explanation for this is Zhongling has been a member of the Fatui this entire time. Just look at those murderous eyes. Yeah, well, you can't forget she tried to eat Paimon. Yeah, I'm so very sad Chevreuse isn't there. Really bring your kid slash siblings to work day. Father, this is your banner. I see. Um, yeah. I think also too. I already have C6 Xiangling. I'm pretty sure. So if I happen to get her while rolling for Arlecchino, she'll just turn into Star Glitter, which isn't the worst thing because then I can kind of save up more for Pantalone. I'm having my Star Glitter as a Pantalone savings, so no matter when he shows up and what happens, I'll be able to pull for him if he's playable. Which we've been kind of hearing off and on some of these characters. Like sometimes some people say, "Oh, Capitano's not going to be playable," and other ones are. And then, oh, some people say Pantalone's not going to be playable, and then some people say he is. And at this point, I mean, the only info I really have about him is that people have said that he'll be playable or he'll become playable in Chesnaya with Doctori. Um, which I'm assuming it's going to. I think if Capitano is playable, I would expect him to be in Natland, but I would not be surprised if a lot of the um, Harbingers are left for Chesnaya banners because it's like, who else are you gonna pull? Yeah, yeah. Find out for sure when Hoyover says so. Yep, that's the only thing you can count on. Is it when it becomes officially said? There you go. Um, Up until that, it's all just kind of like maybes. So, which isn't a bad thing, but you don't want to get your heart set too hard on the maybes and then end up finding out that, like, nope, that didn't happen. And then you get bummed. So anyway. So yeah. So I guess one other thing that's kind of interesting is that I heard about a leak for Withering Waves, kind of a leak, where there's another character. Her name is Chang Li, I believe. We don't know if she's playable or not, or if she's just an NPC, but I saw her and I was like, yeah, that one. I want to main that one. Because I'm just like, oh, I like her. She's so cool. So, not to say that the other characters aren't cool, because they are, but sometimes it's just one of those situations where you're looking at all the characters and you like them all, or most of them, and you're just like, oh, they're so cool. And then you see that one across the room, and you're like, yep, that's my new main right there. Forget everybody else, just want that one. Which hopefully it'll work out better for me than it did for Tower Fantasy. Because in Tower Fantasy, I saw. Let me see. Give me a second. Oh, what was her name? Give me a second. I'm looking. Okay, yeah, here. No, no, not Shirley. This one. Okay, Fenrir. Like, I had seen Fenrir in one of her early animations, and I was like, oh, I really like her. She looks really cool. I want this. Well, then stuff started falling apart. Because I found out that, first off, this pink version of her is only in her awakened state, which means you have to have like a 3 or 4 copies of her in order for her to look this way. When you don't have that, she looks like this, which is still okay, but not exactly what I was expecting. Then I also found out that she's like 12 years old. And I was kind of more wanting somebody who was more mature and someone who was not underage. You know, just because, it's just I'm an adult and it's weird to like a character who is that underage, in any capacity. In my opinion, it's just. I mean, other than I guess if it's daughter type of stuff, like oh that's my little girl and pat her head and stuff, then that's fine. But like that happened, and I was like, oh. I couldn't really take her seriously anymore. I guess that was the point. Like when she was, I found out she was about 12 years old. I couldn't take her seriously anymore. But it was kind of a bummer because let's see, is her? I don't know if any of her animations are here. Yeah, she had a really cool video. Um, and I was like, oh gosh, she looks so cool. And then I found out that she was a 12-year-old. So yeah, Chi Chi's a good example for the oh look, it's my daughter, pat her head type of thing. Yeah, and so I was pretty bummed by that. However, Cheng Li does not seem to be like that. She is definitely a full adult, and she kind of, uh, from what I've read about her, she's kind of giving me Yai Miko vibes a little bit. Let me see if I can find her picture. Mm, Give me 1 second. The tint might be a little weird on this, to be honest, but so this is her. And a lot of people are connecting her with another character from Punishing Gray Raven, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, isn't that so and so?" But again, like we say, we don't know whether she's going to be playable, whether she'll just be an NPC, what's going on for that. But I just saw her and I liked her, which I mean, I suppose I must have a thing for ladies with pink hair and yellow eyes because, especially with the way that my model looks or my VTuber self looks, it's just like I like her. A mature March 7th bit, yeah. She's like mature March or like Alicia from Honkai Impact Third or Yai Miko. She kind of gives me you know, kind of a cool mature woman vibe, lady vibe. So I like her. So hopefully she'll become playable. Um, Give me 1 second. I want to hop over to the Withering Waves. That's not it. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Okay, so here's our total pre-registrations right now. So we're having about 18 million, almost 19 million, um, which we kind of need. Yeah, to get to 30 million. So if we can get about the site for that, if we can get, you know, what would that be? Like 11 more million people, we'll be able to get the this luxurious tide, which I believe is uh, a free 10 pull, or no, actually free 20 pull because there's a 20 of these. So you get two full 10 pulls, which will be really nice. I don't know exactly if this is like limited banner stuff or if this is standard banner stuff type of idea. But hey, a pull's pull. A pull is a pull, especially when you're just starting out, right? Um, but apparently, we've gotten credits. We have gotten advanced potions. We've got the asteroid, which I think is the stellar jade, primo gem, dark crystal equivalent. You got that. Um, and then we kind of want to get this sigil, and then here's the more pulls. And apparently we have actually reached the get a free 4-star weapon, which will be really nice. So kind of like depending on what characters you get as you pull them, you can like equip these weapons to them or whatever. Um, I don't know what'll happen if we don't reach the pre-registration, because I know that some games will kind of just be like, oh, you got so close, we'll just give it to you anyway, like they'd already had planned it and programmed it in. But there's always a couple of those games companies that are like, oh, you didn't reach it, you got to 229 million, or you got 229, could be 29 million, too bad, and then we don't get it. And that'll be a bummer. So if you haven't pre-registered, please go pre-register to help us reach our goal. By uh, the 22nd of next month, because that's when it is going to be going live, and I will be doing that. I never was able to get into the beta, but that's okay. I mean, usually I'm not a big fan of doing things and then having them taken away and then having to redo it again. Um, so this is perfectly fine for me because now I get to play the game and keep what I get, and so on. So there you go with that. But we have that. If you check out the website, it talks a little bit about some of the characters like Encore, Alcharo. I'm gonna have to listen to these characters' names a couple times because I am horrible at name pronunciation, especially when it's not in an English. Um, you know, it's their names aren't like Bob or George or Susan or whatever. But I'll get used to it. I just have to hear it a couple times. So Zhang Zhangxi, Zhangxi, um, Marina, got Yang Yang. I know Yang Yang. Yang Yang is like one of the best girls because she's like our um kind of like one of the first characters we meet and stuff like that. So we got Yang Yang, we got Baizi, Bai Shi. It's like Baizu but with an I instead of a U. It's funny too because she's also a healer. Um, she also's got a big white pet, which but Baizu also kind of has a big white or a white pet. Pet being the you know certain term for Changcheng, but you have that, and then you have Chisha. So you have her as well, and then there's of course a whole bunch of other ones. You have Daiji, you have Jingyang, you have you know um was it Mortif? I think his name is Mortif, but a whole bunch of characters and so on. So that should be good. I know. Oops. You get a couple of these for free. I'm pretty sure you're getting Yang Yang, Baishi, and Qisheng for free. And then, of course, you also have the Rover you pick, which is a playable character. Um, I believe she is a standard, and then there's a couple others that are on standard. So these are the losing your 50-50 to them characters. I think we might be getting a 5-star selector, but I don't remember. It's hard because they keep changing things as the beta rolls around. to the different betas. They keep changing stuff, so what the final product is going to be, you're not 100% sure. But then once it comes out, then you'll be guaranteed. It's like Blaze just said. You will find out for sure when it comes out. We have that. But I mean, it looks beautiful. Oops. It looks beautiful. It's bright and colorful without being like cartoony. Um and for the people who are like, oh, I really wanted that more darker tones for that Punishing Gray Raven has, they have that in here too, right? It's in the different pieces. It's just not that the whole place is like that. I know one of the things the guy said, or the producer, the people who were working on it said, was that after the first beta, they got people's comments about how the world was a little too drab and a little too gray, and it felt depressing to run around in. And it's one of those points of like, yeah, you do not want your open world game to be too depressing to move around in. But I mean, it looks beautiful. They have a video that shows how like the lighting changes and how it affects the environment. Looks really beautiful. The characters are nice and vibrant, as you can kind of see from these shots. And it looks like a good time. The Kuro games really does seem to be caring about their players as well, because they definitely have been taking the comments people have said and trying to find a nice middle ground for this type of stuff, so that everybody or majority of people can be happy. I know that when they were doing the tutorial boss, some of the like high rank gamers were kind of complaining that, oh, it's too easy. But I'm like, it's a tutorial boss. It's supposed to be teaching you how to fight, not beating you to the ground and then making you not want to play the game, because it's like, oh, if you can't defeat the tutorial boss, what are you even doing here type of feeling. But no, it should be pretty good. I think they also too, they start putting in more of a, oh, if you want it harder, you can pick a harder level. Kind of like with Genshin. When you go into like weekly bosses or domains, you can choose higher levels to do. You're not stuck at like, oh, you fight the level 20 monsters again and again. However, if you're not up to level 90, you can fight the lower levels and still get the materials so you can get stronger. And so that's important. But there you go. All right. I think that's about everything. Um unless anybody else has anything to say. Yeah, tomorrow we'll be doing Arlecchino polls late, so be prepared for that. And then Wednesday will be lots of 4.6 Genshin. Yeah, my plans for the future are to stream Genshin and Withering Waves and maybe a little bit of Honkai Star Rail. Honkai Star Rail can get kind of, I'm gonna say, a little bit slow sometimes. Not that it's bad or anything. It's not that. It's perfectly fine. It's just that um after a little bit, it's very much a log on, do your stuff, get off. Um I also haven't been exploring too much. I explored a bunch before, and I haven't really finished up yet, but they're gonna have the live stream coming this Friday, so excuse me, we can get hyped for that. But there you go. All right, well, back over to chatting. All right, well, thank you guys so much for coming, and if you are watching this on YouTube, hi. Please like and subscribe and follow and all that good stuff. I have my Twitter account, which I forgot to alert people. I forgot about that. I have my Twitter account, which I will try to post when I'm going live. I also have a Discord, which you guys can join if you want to. That'll just you can chit chat about stuff and things like that, and also see when I'm going live from there as well. And so on and so forth. So, all right, I think that's about it. I'm running. I've run out of things to say for right now. Until we until tomorrow. All right. All right. Well, thank you everyone for coming, and I will see you again hopefully tomorrow night. Okay. Bye.